Hey, what's going on, people? This is Brandon with The Real T, your trusted realtor, and I'm coming to you with a bit of an update as it relates to COVID-19 and what the federal government and DC have done as it relates to legislation that has been passed. So as you know, DC Council has passed emergency legislation in response to the COVID virus, and that law is going to have several impacts on you. Let's start with Section 1, Moratorium on some types of lawsuits. First, for any subsidized property, the Federal CARES Act includes a moratorium on new lawsuits for non-payment of rent until July 24th, 2020. After July 24th, you will be required to serve a 30-day notice to cure or quit before suing. These rules apply to properties with federally backed mortgages and tax credits in addition to tenants with subsidies. This will not affect cases that have already been filed or non-subsidized tenants. If you have any questions about this, I'll list some additional resources below down in the comments. Late fees. You are also, as a landlord, going to be prohibited from charging late fees for any month until August. That's right, no late fees until August. This includes April, and any late fees already assessed for April will need to be removed. Now, the next part of this is DC's freezing rent. In addition to the DC Council passing the emergency legislation somewhere around the 8th of April, that it prohibits any landlord from raising rent until 30 days after the current state of emergency ends. No rent raising, gotta stay where they are, levels must remain the same. Most likely, this will mean that no rents will be increased until August or September, but we will need to wait and really see when that emergency bill is lifted and what additional guidance comes out from DC City Council. So you cannot send a rent increase notice during the state of emergency either, and any rent increase notice that was sent in February or March may be nullified by the law if the increase took effect after the emergency began. So what does that mean? Go back and look at your paperwork as it relates to the law. This provision applies to every landlord, even those with market rate tenants and those who are normally exempt from rent control. So here it really is important to make sure that you know what's going on currently with DC. This provision is being called a rent freeze, but it is not a rent holiday, meaning that tenants are still required to pay rent. You're not required to forgive any of the months coming, and you can still file suit against a tenant if they fail to pay. So hopefully this additional update about what's been going on in DC has been helpful to you. So remember, stay tuned and stay in tune to the latest information. Make sure you subscribe for all of the real tea here in the DMV.